Hello, citizens of the internet, and welcome to the Dad's Guide to Minecraft. Let's play. Well, today we are in episode 3 of season 2, and we are going to take a little bit of time just to explore around and see some of the new biomes of the Nether. What they offer in terms of blocks, in terms of cool items, in terms of mobs, and just do an overview of what this new release looks like. And maybe we'll find another fortress along the way. So, if exploring the Nether sounds like a plan, then let's get started. Okay, but first things first, I was kind of got distracted. Let's just say that. And by that treasure down below, those blocks of gold, and I totally missed 2 of the chests that were right near us. So I went back in between episodes, got those chests, which I honestly noticed during editing the video, the last video. So let's take a look at everything that we got during this little excursion of ours. So lots of black stone blocks, which we will incorporate into builds later on. Some basalt, 4 crying obsidian, 14 regular obsidian, which will be great if we find one of the ruined portals which is around. So we might take that with us just so we can build out a portal and just see where it goes. Gilded blackstone, a bunch of bone blocks, and then the lanterns, chains, the crossbows, and then all the different golden treasure items that we got. But also I wanted to show you this. There's a new banner pattern called Snout, which is the banner of the piglins. And we got 2 of those. There's also a new music disc called Pig Step, which is awesome. So if we can get a hold of that, we'll be pretty set as well. So I just wanted to show you that before we moved on. And these are just other blocks that we had during the time that we were there. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of these blocks back in here. We're going to take some with us. That way we can, as we're exploring around, if we need to bridge places, we can bridge places. But we got lots of stuff going on here. So we'll go ahead and take that. And I actually might make a couple stone pickaxes first as well if we need to dig. And I did go and get some wood just so we had that. So let's go ahead and grab our obsidian. I'll make those stone pickaxes and we'll get exploring. Okay, so let's go in different directions and explore around. But how do we know in the Nether which direction we're going? Well, there's a couple ways. The easiest way is to hit F3 and you can look on the left-hand side and it shows you which direction you're facing. See, it says facing south right here. So that's west, south, east, and north. And yeah, but if you don't want to use F3, because this is honestly a debugging screen, and it's a part of the game of Minecraft, granted, but it doesn't feel as immersive as, you know, playing a game. Like you're actually looking at game code. So if you go through your Nether portal, like so, and you know which direction you're facing here because of where the sun is. So we know the sun rises in the east and see it's going up. So this is east, this is west. So our Nether portal is facing east to west. So when we go through this, we're actually facing west, right? So let's go ahead through. And west is this direction right here. So let's double check with F3. Show you that's the case. Facing west. So that's an easy way to initially get your bearings when you're walking around. A new block called a LoadStone, which we can make with 8 chiseled stone bricks and 1 netherite ingot. That's an expensive little tool to have, but what it does is when you click it with a compass, it always points you back to where it's located. So as you're exploring around, you know basically where your lodestone is located, not necessarily the direction that you're going, but that will help with navigation. But we know roughly where we're headed right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first biome out here. So we spawned in what is called a Soulsand Valley. And a Soulsand Valley is comprised of a couple different features that really stand out. One, there's a new block called Soul Soil, which is an ingredient for making soul campfires, soul torches, and soul lanterns. Those are the blue flame variants of the regular torch, campfire, and lantern. And there's also soul sand, which will slow you down. When you run over top of it with the soul speed boots, it releases little like spirits out of it, which are really cool. They also have this kind of blue haze that's a part of the atmospheric effect of a Soulsand Valley. Basalt towers that go all the way from like top to bottom down here, and the bone block structures that are dead giant animals, kind of like the ones that you find in the overworld and sands and in the sandy deserts and also in the swamps. Now the mobs that spawn in here are primarily skeletons and gas. Luckily, they turned down the spawn rates of gas because it was ridiculous in the snapshots for a long time. Those are basically the main structures and blocks in the Soulsand Valley. Now let's go see if we can find something else. So right now we're facing south this way. That's kind of a hard way to go, I think. We might want to head over that way though eventually. But let's go ahead, and if that's south, then this is east. So let's head east to start with and see if we can find anything different than a Soulsand Valley this direction. So heading northeast from spawn, we have our first Nether Fortress. That's not too far away actually. So we can go ahead, and I don't think we're going to explore this today. We should give it some time for us to build up our armor and maybe get a little bit more protection. But you can see the gas flying around down there, and this looks like a spawner up here for blazes. So we have a blaze spawner not too far away from our spawn base, which is really, really nice. I went ahead and made a 1.16 blaze farm design that works out exceptionally well, but much like the magma cube design, it is really hard to get the blaze spawners to turn off, so you can actually construct the spawner or the farm itself. But definitely check that out. Great rates. If you want to see that farm, go ahead and click on the card above, and I'll also leave it in the description below. Not today, sir. All right, let's keep on moving east here. That looks like a pretty decent Nether Fortress. Let's look at it. So it's above quite a bit of lava. We'll see how it works in terms of getting nether skeletons and stuff like that. But we may have come to an end of traveling east here without going up or going down. So let's go check this out. Yep, that is just a big old lava ocean down there. So let us go a different direction. I'm going to go back to where we spawned, and then let's go ahead and head south. Okay, the north is pretty much cut off by that lava lake over there as well. So let's go ahead and see if we can work our way around south. And we might be able to also go a little bit south east and go around the back of this bastion right here as well for another way. Oh, that's a big drop. Looks like we're on somewhat of a little island over here of soul sand. So we can come down here. Yeah, we may maybe make our way around this way. Let's see if we can come down here. I might just keep on working my way around and until we get to something that's a little bit different, because otherwise it's just gonna be me walking around for a long time. Oh my goodness, a lot of skeletons around here. I guess it's a good place to get my arrows all stocked up. Anything out this way? I guess this would be heading, if that's east, this is west. So kind of heading a little bit southwest. But yeah, I'm going to cut back if I find something different. And here we have our next biome. This is the Basalt Delta. It's supposed to be kind of the remnants of a volcanic explosion with the white gray ash falling down as part of the atmospherics, and you see the basalt pillars coming up. But this is also where you can get blackstone, so for all your blackstone builds. There's also these little lava pods that you have to be very careful of, and magma blocks down here. and it's the only natural spawning location for magma cubes. I'm not sure if they took the spawns of magma cubes down in other locations as well, but this is pretty much the spawn, like, I don't know, mecca for these magma cubes, for lack of finding a better word to say. But yeah, these are great sources if you have them nearby for Blackstone for builds. Treacherous to walk around though, because magma cubes do pack a punch, and there's pits, and these like lava pits are kind of hard to navigate around. So that's pretty much for this biome. Let's go see if we can find another one. Oh, and by the way, this is just south of the Soulsand Valley. So the Soulsand Valley runs out right here, turns into the Basalt Delta going this direction south. So I think I'm just going to keep on going south and see what I can find. And our next biome is just a little bit further south from the Delta, and that is the kind of traditional look to the Nether. It's been renamed the Nether Wastes, and it's kind of the stuff that's in between the different biomes. And here we see one of the new mobs, the Strider mob with a little baby Strider on top of it. They can walk across lava, no problem, and when they come off the lava, they get chilly and turn kind of a purple color. But if you have a saddle, you can put a saddle on them, and to ride around, you need a warp fungus on a stick. But these are going to be your best shots for finding kind of the mushrooms, regular mushrooms, the brown and red mushroom varieties, along with zombie pigmen are very plentiful in the Nether Wastes. I think these spawns for glowstone are pretty consistent throughout, but it is easier to also see the gold ore, the nether gold ore in the Nether Wastes as well. So we're just going to keep on exploring around, but these I think are fairly common in the world. You just kind of have to stumble upon them in between biomes. You know, sometimes you spawn inside them as well. I had a spawn, one of my test spawns that I did in the snapshots. It spawned into a huge Nether Waste, and I thought there was a mistake that it was like the old Nether still, but it was just a big one in between a lot of the other biomes. So with that, let's keep on looking around and see if we can find something else. And just a little bit further southwest of where we were is our first Crimson Forest. Now, Crimson Forest is home to hoglins, and you find a lot of piglins spawning inside here as well. The ground cover is Crimson Nylium. You can get this with Silk Touch, and you can spread it to nearby netherrack by bone mealing the netherrack next to it, and I'll show you that in a second. We have the Crimson Fungus trees, and they have netherwort on top, netherwort blocks on top. You can't break these into netherwort, unfortunately, but they do make for cool decorations, and we'll probably use some of that for some of the fantasy builds that we do in the overworld. Below, they have a new lighting source called a shroom light, and let's see if I can get close. There were a bunch of gas taking pot shots at me, so I was kind of like hiding in the back here while I set up, but that's a shroom light. They grow naturally on the big fungus, and they are a great renewable lighting source. In order to grow these bigger fungi, you need to essentially plant one of these smaller ones down on the matching nylium, so the red fungus on the red nylium, and then you bone meal it and you have a new fungus. So let me go ahead and convert a couple of these bones to bone meal, and I'll show you some of the things that we can do with bone meal and nylium. So if we click right here, it'll spread to that block like that. And if you click on the nylium itself, you'll get a bunch of the new vegetation. Sometimes you will get the actual shrooms as well. So we got one right here. And if you bone meal this, boom, you have a brand new giant fungus with all the cool blocks. And this is a weeping vine that you can go ahead and plant, and they just keep on growing. You can use those as a bone meal farm. They're really cool. And then you've got some of these other crimson plants that are around as well that don't really have a function other than you can throw them into a composter and get more bone meal out of them at this point in time. Be cool if they made those into potion ingredients a little bit later. But yeah, this is one of the, I think one of the prettier biomes. My favorite one is the warped fungus forest, and hopefully we'll find one of those coming up next. Okay, so this is a hoglin, and he is zeroed in on me. Oh, get out of here. Oh, there's a blue strider. That's a cold strider. Still behind me? Okay. This is a baby hoglin. They don't do as much damage, but they still will hit you, and they are aggressive. Hoglins are very aggressive, and they will come at you, and they have knockback. So when they hit you, they'll also throw you. So being close to lava is very dangerous when you have hoglins nearby, because they will just knock you back into one. And this guy, can he not get up here? That'd be pretty awesome if he can't. They're tough until you get a little bit further on and have better armor and range weapons. I'm kind of worried if let's see, can I go down one? I can't go down one. The way the tool that you need to break these is the hoe. I cannot hit this guy from up here. Okay, well anyhow, they will drop pork when you kill them. So this is a good food source while you're in the nether. And as you can see, they are just zeroed in on you. Now, if there's enough of the piglins around, they'll make a hunting party and they will attack the hoglins. So a lot of times you can maybe hang out with them. Oh, there you go. This guy's going after him right now. Can I get up here? Let's see how... Yes, that guy didn't last very long. I wonder if I can hit these guys. Thought for sure I'd be able to hit them. I don't really want to risk jumping down there and dying, so I'm just going to stay up here and then take another route out of here. But these are good biomes to find and also to spawn in. You can find warped fungus in the warped forest, and they will be a natural barrier and deterrent for hoglins. So if you have a base in one of these areas, putting them around your base makes it so they kind of keep the hoglins away. So that's a good tip to keep around if you spawn in one of these crimson forests. So let's go on and see if we can find the warped forest. Ah, look at this. And just further southwest of the Crimson Forest is our first ruined portal. These things are so cool, and I'm glad they did it. It's kind of like if you ever watched the show Stargate. These are kind of like the ancient civilization's way of traveling around that have been ruined, and we come across them as survivors of some kind of unknown apocalypse, and here are these portals. But we can go ahead and activate this and see where we pop out into the real world. And I think that would be kind of a cool way of doing this series, is just like kind of as we find these ruined portals, activating them and seeing where they lead into the overworld, and deciding if that's where we want to build bases or not. So let's go ahead and see what's in the chest. There's a chest usually in these builds. Some of them I don't know if they do. There's a gold block up top here, and I did bring not only the flint and steel, but also enough of the obsidian here to complete this portal if we want to go through it. So let's look around. We want to make sure there's no piglins around here. Okay, there's just zombie pigmen. Let's go ahead and open that. Yeah, we got some good stuff here. So we got flint and steel, which is kind of cool, and then also a flint and steel. So you could, if you wanted to activate this, you could do that. We got some horse armor, which is really neat. But I'm going to go ahead and take this chest just so we know that we were at this one. Not that if we activate it, we'll know too. But let's go ahead and activate this and see where it leads. Just have some fun. And yeah, let's go ahead and finish that off like that. And then I'll come back and get that gold at some point in time. But here we go. Let's go see. Hopefully it's not nighttime outside. And it is nighttime. Oh, we are in an ocean, people. So this is kind of neat. When you spawn a portal that's over an ocean, it makes a slight platform for you to stand on. But we can go ahead and use this as an ocean base in a way to get to nearby lands. But that's pretty neat. I'm not sure how far away we are from spawn, but we can figure that out a little bit later. But we know this one is the ocean portal. Oh, there's some land over there too. Cool. We'll have to come back and explore that some other time. But yeah, ruined portals. Definitely a great addition to the Minecraft world, and I'm looking forward to activating these every single time I find them if I have the obsidian on me. So let's go ahead and see if we can find that last biome, the warped forest. And here we are at the last biome, the warped forest. This is by far my favorite one of the new biomes, and it's right next to the Crimson Forest, which is really cool. This would be a cool place to set up a little outpost or base. This is just, once again, further south of where that portal is. So like its cousin over here, the Crimson Forest, you have the same types of blocks, but variants on those. So where the atmosphere in this is kind of a reddish tint, there's a kind of a bluish atmosphere over here. This is one of the cooler new blocks, I think. It's a twisting vine. They grow up, so you can bone meal these. So we could bone meal this one, and it would go all the way up towards the top here. Like if we did one of these on the side, we could use that to climb up to that little shelf area up there. There's blue nylium as well, and you can spread that with the bone meal. We have the blue fungus, which I didn't think they were going to grow on the red anymore, but maybe you just can't make it grow if it's sitting on the red nylium. It has to be on blue nylium to grow. We should test that out at some point in time. But yeah, oh, look at that. I got a hot tourist destinations achievement because I went to all the biomes. So yeah, so you just, go up it like you would a ladder, and can I jump off that? Nope. Ow, that hurt. All right, I'll have to go up another way. But let's go up here. These are my favorite biomes. I just love the aesthetics of these. Endermen will spawn in here, so they're a good source for getting ender pearls if you need to make those eyes of ender. And yeah, so we have, these are the warped nether blocks, also great for fantasy builds, and we can make a blue mushroom roof to a house. And the wood variant is very cool. It's a bluish color. I like it much better than the crimson wood variant, which is the kind of a purplish color. I mean, they go well together in a build, but I was kind of hoping for a nice deep red wood. I think that would be really cool. I'm not going to look at you, sir. That would be a mistake. Let's see if we can go up this vine right here. Go up to this level. Step off. Okay. And keep on working our way up here. Yeah, this is definitely a cool split between these two different zones. Yeah, neat. We did it. We went to all of them. We found... look at this guy right here. Yeah, he saw me from a long ways away. He was curious. Go away. Okay. But we have the bastions. We have the ruined portals. We've seen all the different biomes in the Nether. And really, it's just what you can build on top of this. Like I covered the LoadStone earlier. You can also build a respawn anchor, which is built with the crying obsidian and blocks of glowstone. So it needs to be in block form for you to build it and then also to charge it. And I'll demonstrate that one when I get back to base. Also, we have the soul fire things that we can build as well, and we'll do that when we get back to base. But I'm going to go ahead and traverse the way back, which is quite a ways. And if I see something else along the way, I'll stop the video. But if not, I'm going to just keep on rolling along. Okay, so we're back at the base here, and let's take a look at how we do some of the crafting recipes. So we can make the soul, it used to be called soul fire, now it's just soul. We can use the soul fire to make the soul torches, soul campfire, and soul lanterns. But let's see here. What do we need? We need soul soil. And I've got torches here, and we'll need coal, which we have right here. And I will need a stick, which I do not have, and I'll take that. I think I'll just have enough wood in here to do this. But let's go ahead and we'll convert one of these to planks, and then planks to sticks, like that. Okay, we can keep these like this for right now. And to make a soul torch, you put a stick and a piece of coal like you would a normal torch, but when you put soul soil below it, it is soul torch. And with the soul torch, I should have grabbed this before I did grab it. Okay, cool. You put this in the middle like that, and you surround it by iron ingots like so, and you get a soul lantern. Super cool looking. If you put a normal torch in here, just for reference, this is how you make a normal lantern. That's why I was running around collecting all of them, because it's kind of an expensive thing with the amount of iron that you need for it. But for this demo, no problem at all. We got our soul lantern, and then the soul campfire is like building a normal campfire. You need 3 logs below like that, 3 sticks right here, but instead of putting a coal like that for a normal one, you guessed it, you put soul soil down here, and you get the soul campfire. Now these will keep the piglins away from your base if you have them around, because they don't like the soul lighting at all. They also, piglins don't like zombie piglins, so they'll run away from those guys too. So we can go ahead and put those down. Now I do want to show you how to make a respawn anchor, but I don't have enough of the crying obsidian. I need 2 more crying obsidian. So I thought what we could do is try doing some trades. So let's go ahead and put some of this gear in here really quick, and we'll go up and do some trading with our little friends in the Bastion right here, around the Bastion. Okay, and we will grab our gold. Let's convert a little bit more of these gold blocks, because I think we're going to need maybe a little bit more than that just to get, well, that's a lot more, but to get our crying obsidian as one of the trades. So yeah, I think that is good for now. Let's go out here and see if we can find Mr. Piglin. Anybody spawn inside here? I noticed that, like, as soon as I opened this up and made a way out, they all came outside. I don't know if they don't like being in the bastions. They prefer wandering around outside, but they all kind of came over this direction. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can trade. Oh, this is not a good spot for these guys. Let's go ahead and we should use this to get them out, so we can get them up here, and that way when they throw us stuff, it doesn't get thrown down below. Oh, crying. Okay. I've had crazy luck, haven't I? That's crazy. So the first trade I do, I get crying obsidian, and that is enough. So let's go and get this over with. Oh, man. I swear, those gas, they are just like, they find me everywhere I go. So, okay, we need blocks. We don't need to do that. Let's go here, and if you put glowstone powder in a 4 area like that, you get a glowstone block. We will need 3 of these for the respawn anchor, and then let's go ahead and make let's make 4 more to charge it. Okay, that leaves us 3 left. All right, so we got our crafting table here. We get our crying obsidian spread out like this, and then 3 of our glowstone, and we get our respawn anchor. And this works the same way as a bed does in the overworld. So let's go ahead and put this right here. It's a really cool design. I like how the crying obsidian kind of comes through this. And it also, as you charge it, it gives you a light emitting for it. It'll hold 4 charges, which is 4 respawns. So making a system where you remember to put more glowstone back into it as you use these respawns, a good idea. and you just charge it by clicking this down and see how this little counter goes up and the sound plays. There we go. Not quite so 9 lives advancement made. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. If I forgot anything, I'll cover it in future episodes, but I think that's going to do it for today's episode. And that brings us to the end of episode 3. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and would like to see more, click that subscribe button, smash that notification bell so you don't miss an upcoming episode. And if you really liked what you saw today, please click that like button. It really helps the channel grow. So until next time, bye for now.